So, yeah, I just saw the movie called Proud Mary. Yeah, at the theater in Long Beach. Yeah, it was okay, but not very suspenseful. Not very exciting, not very intriguing. Movie called Proud Mary with well, it's I'm not even sure the name of the main character though who plays Proud Mary. I wasn't even sure. But um okay, it really didn't really wasn't very suspenseful, to be honest with you. And not very much humor. Usually there's some one-liners that are pretty good. There wasn't many of that. And it just, for Christians, I don't know what to tell you. It's just, I wouldn't, I wouldn't spend, I wouldn't waste your money on it. Unless you just like watching people get killed by a woman. That's basically what this is all about. Kind of like a strong female character rises up and eliminates her enemies. But no talk about God, no talk about thou shalt not murder. Oh, you could argue that it was all in self-defense, but not really. It wasn't all that one. Always, I mean, kind of glorifies the living, street life. Drug dealers, gangs, mafia. Really, something. The only way what it should, if anything good comes out of it, is this: is to pray for these gangs that run around all the big cities, L.A., Chicago. This movie was set a lot of it in Massachusetts. But I think part of it was Chicago. And you know how bad Chicago is in terms of the street gangs and killings of black teenagers. So pray about that. I even have a blog dedicated to the Chicago street killings and drug dealing and all the gang stuff they have there. And we should really be having a lot of thoughts and prayers and action if we could figure out what to do, or if they could figure out and actually put it into action. I mean, it's just crazy the way it is, And nobody seems to know what to do, or nobody seems to be willing to do anything. I'm not sure what is the case. If it's a matter of can do, or what to do. Whatever the case may be, I mean, we need to pray for these kids, not just Chicago, but especially Chicago, but it's everywhere. All the big cities. Gangs, violence, drugs. And now here in Los Angeles, they're legalizing marijuana. I don't know if that's going to make things better or worse. Time will tell. And so we just pray, Lord God, Father, Son, Holy Spirit, for the violence in all of our cities. Protect these young people from having to grow up so fast and thinking they have to defend themselves and do an eye for an eye, all that stuff we learned from you, Lord, not to do. To turn the other cheek instead. To walk an extra mile, carry your man's cloak. So that's what we need to be praying about. Hear our prayer, Lord. And don't go to this movie. Don't waste your money. God be with you and bless you.